Welcome to Inspiring Narratives, your favorite channel for uplifting stories, renewed hope, and cultivating a deeper connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Discover with me how turning to Allah can lead you to amazing changes in your life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are back with another uplifting story that will, by the grace of Allah, strengthen your faith and renew your hope, inshallah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, who has blessed us with countless favors and guided us to the straight path. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Get yourself your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get started with today's video. There's a blessed hour, and this hour is the last hour of Friday. You can determine it as the hour before sunset. So sit during it in solitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him for the goodness of this world and the hereafter. By Allah, my dear brothers and sisters, this hour is truly amazing. There are many people who do not allow themselves to miss it. Some won't accept phone calls after Asr, nor do they attend any events or gatherings after Asr on Friday. They don't allow any visits, and they ensure that no one interrupts their seclusion. They schedule all their appointments outside of this time. This was also the practice of many of the Tabi'een, the righteous successors. After praying Asr, they would not leave their place of prayer nor speak to anyone until the sun had set. Their hearts and tongues were occupied with praising Allah, glorifying Him, sending blessings upon the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and earnestly asking Allah for the goodness of this life and the next. I repeat this reminder all the time because I wish good for you. This hour is the most important hour of your entire week. Always remember that. It is the hour of blessings and answered du'as. Take all your needs from the past week, everything in your heart, and bring them to this blessed moment. Take your time and remain in your place until you have shared every burden with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask for what you need. You're asking the most generous and the one who needs nothing, the most merciful, the one who provides and gives without limits. Do not abandon this hour. One man said, "There is nothing I have asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for during this blessed hour after Asr except that He fulfilled it for me before the next Friday arrived." Imagine that. He would ask on a Friday, and before the next Friday, the answer would come. You've got to challenge yourself sometimes, seriously. Challenge those thoughts that creep in from shaitan, and even your own mind, when it whispers things like, "Will Allah really answer me?" or fills you with fear and what ifs. People tell me all the time, what I need feels impossible. Is it even worth asking? And I always remind them that we are not asking from humans. We are asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who controls everything in this universe, the one who controls everything in existence. He's the one behind every cause and every effect. So don't just sit with your doubts, challenge them. Push back against those negative thoughts and against shaitan's whispers. Remind yourself who you're asking and ask with full hope and certainty. So will your story be the next story? Persist in your prayers during this hour with certainty that Allah will grant your request before the next week comes. After Asr tomorrow, no work, no distractions, and if you can't do it the entire time, at least focus on the last hour right before Maghrib. Ask Allah for all the goodness, blessings, and sustenance you wish for. Okay, moving on to today's story. She made her entire dua focused on Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. Our story today is about a sister in her 40s who faced many burdens. She had lost her husband 2 years ago, leaving her with 2 teenage boys. She struggled with raising them. They were always in conflict. This made her feel powerless in managing them. This sister worked as a nurse in a government hospital, and the pressures of work increased day by day until she felt drowned in darkness with no hope. Her life was difficult, and her children made things even harder for her. As she mentioned, they lacked cooperation and respect, which made her feel frustrated and hopeless. As Ramadan approached, she didn't feel any joy, as she was overwhelmed with worries. She says, "On the first night of Ramadan, I went to pray at the nearest mosque to my house. During the prayer in the tashahhud, I noticed that the Imam was focusing on the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya, repeating it with sincere devotion. She says, for the first time I felt that these words touched my heart. as though I was hearing them for the first time. This sister says, at that moment I realized that I had been repeating this dua at Salat al-Ibrahimiyya all my life without understanding its deep meaning. I decided to make the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya a daily practice, not just during prayer, but also with contemplation and devotion, especially in sujood. I began making dua, O Lord, as you blessed Ibrahim and granted him patience and leadership, grant me patience and strength. SubhanAllah, it was as if this was a message from Allah. She continued to seek Allah's help in every moment, praying that He would grant her strength just as He granted it to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi. Over time, she made it a habit to recite Salat al-Ibrahimiyya 10 times after every prayer, and in the middle of the night and before Fajr. She made her entire dua focused on the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. She says, by the middle of Ramadan, something unexpected happened. Something that completely changed my life. One evening after iftar, I received a call from the hospital manager telling me that I had been promoted to an administrative position. This meant so much to me, with many benefits, the first of which was a reduced workload and shorter working hours. This would give me more time for my children, and my salary had increased in ways I couldn't have imagined. I didn't know that the manager had been watching my efforts over the past years. This wasn't the only change. She also noticed that her children's behavior began to improve. They had not been regular in their prayers. She was amazed when they started praying with her. They even began going to the mosque with her, despite it being close, but something they had never cared about before. In the last 10 days of Ramadan, her faith in the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya grew stronger. She increased her daily recitation and began feeling an inner peace she hadn't felt since her husband's passing. One night, which she believed to be Laylat al-Qadr, while in prostration she felt something strange. A tender hand seemed to wipe over her heart, and she felt as though years of pain vanished in an instant. She says it was an indescribable feeling, as though that night had washed away all her troubles. When Eid al-Fitr arrived, she began sharing her experience with her neighbors, telling them how the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya had transformed her life, and how it had been the reason for the blessings and tranquility she received. She compared her situation to that of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi, peace be upon him, whom Allah saved from the fire, and how Allah had also saved her from the pressures and difficulties she faced in raising her children. She advises, do not underestimate the blessings of Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. Even if you don't have the words to make dua, make it your dua and daily practice, especially after the prayers, in the middle of the night and before Fajr. As you saw, sending blessings upon the Prophet ﷺ works miracles and has great benefits and blessings in our lives, which only those who persist in it can understand. I pray that this story has benefited you and encouraged you to increase your blessings upon the Prophet ﷺ, whether in the regular form or the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. Perhaps you will be the subject of the next story, inshallah. All you have to do is decide. That's a wrap for today's video. Remember, guiding others to goodness earns the same reward as doing good yourself, so don't forget to share it with your loved ones. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.